The billion-dollar question, the Ark of the Covenant, is it found under the Temple Mount? On August 30th, 2020, information, very interesting for all end-time eschatologists, appeared on social networks of Israel. The essence of the event boils down to the fact that a very incomprehensible hole appeared on the Temple Mount, leading to some unusually large cavity. The Temple Mount is a very ancient place, which is a multi-story layer of various eras and cultures, and in general there are some then megalithic structures, the construction of which is beyond the power of even modern builders. As a result of this structure, some kind of sinkholes constantly occur in the Temple Mount area, which is monitored by a special team. Usually, as soon as something falls through or subsides somewhere, workers move there and concreting everything, restoring the existing coating. However, this time the Israel Antiquities Directorate suddenly became very interesting in the failure, the subsidence, and the police were sent to the scene to prevent any repair work to be done there, patching it up with cement, in other words, to close it up. The reason for this is obvious from what they're finding. We're talking not about an ordinary subsidence or failure and a sinkhole, but about a passage into some very large cavity. And as the commentator suggests in the video, the move may well lead to a cache where the Ark of the Covenant could be hidden. According to the Bible, the Ark of the Covenant is likely a portable box in which the stone tablets of the covenant with the Ten Commandments were kept. However, in fact, everything is so serious there that even the engineers of Area 51 with the highest clearance level could not dream of going into. So according to legend, when the ark was moved over long distances, a cloud always followed it, and the hills that met on the way were leveled to the ground and became flat like a table. Also, the ark, as the ancient text mentioned, was very, very heavy, but when attempting to move it, the ark itself carried those who carried it. In other words, it lifted itself up. Finally, the Talmud says that the place of the ark has no dimensions. Even enlightened astrophysicists have no idea how to understand this. In general, if the ark is really there and it is found, the Temple Mount will immediately turn into Area 51, and such miracles will begin there that the creators of Hollywood blockbusters never dreamed of. Although, of course, this is not the main thing. The main thing is that the finding of the Ark of the Covenant will automatically raise the question of building the third temple and obviously dismantling all the later buildings and structures existing on Temple Mount. In addition, according to the number of eschatological texts, the discovery of the Ark of the Covenant will become, as it were, the last sign of the imminent approach of the end of the world. Therefore, if something is really found on Temple Mount, we can say that the end of the world has practically come. We don't know for sure whether or not they will find it, but a couple of years ago, Steve Bannon invited a famous American pastor on his airwaves who told an amazing story. It's already difficult to find a video for a long time, but if someone has doubts, a link to the channel is here in the article. According to the pastor, based either on his personal visions or on the visions of one of the mediums he respects, everything in the Middle East will start with a discovery and presentation of the wreckage of an Iranian F-4 Phantom II, which will attempt a WMD-style attack on Israel, an atomic bomb or chemical. Immediately after this, the war with Iran will begin, in which Israel will have a rather difficult time, since armies from all over the world will come to help the mullahs, he said. At this moment, Israel archaeologists somewhere in the dungeons inside Temple Mount will somehow find a piece of, quote, nested rings, end quote, the pastor said, that in his opinion, it was nothing like a hyperdrive from films about travel in space. And when this thing turns on, the troops besieging Jerusalem will be rammed into the ground or turned into dust, depending on the distance from the epicenter and whoever is lucky, he said. The pastor, of course, did not know when this would happen, although the artifact itself will be found already during the war the passage to it may well be discovered in the very near future, he claims. This is from Soul Ask. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.